Welcome to the Love Cars on the Grid podcast, your global motorsport roundup with me, Tiff Needell, and Paul Woodman.
Welcome to On the Grid. Paul is away once again, and so we've got this YouTuber back in. He was all right.
Keep coming back.
Sort of did all right. Hamilton anyway is here. Back is with us, Hamilton James, of course. I'm going to put the full name for the YouTube channel, get that in. And of course, we're going to be catching up with all the dramas of Mexico, but also heading to Malaysia for the Moto GP, to USA for the final of the NASCAR, cutting down from 8 to 4, the Gold Coast for Supercars. Then we're going to catch up with home news, because Fast Freddy took the Freca Championship. The British Rally Championship was settled last weekend. And also, they had at Brands Hatch, the 54th Formula Ford Festival was as close as ever, and it makes me feel a bit old because I actually raced in the first Formula Ford Festival.
You did.
And there's now been 54 of them.
We'll edit that bit out. It's fine.
Have you ever driven a little single-seater like a Formula
No,
Ford?
I haven't, Tiff, and I've always wanted
Everyone should do it. Forget taking a hot hatch on a racetrack or even a radical sports car. You can get a Formula Ford for 10 grand or 20 grand, an old one.
I've done an Atom, and that was quite special. That was quite special, and I'll tell you a small story on that. When I drove to where I was driving the Atom, I was in a BMW M4, not a slow car.
No.
And by the time I'd done my half a day in the Atom, which was on the road and a bit of track, I got back in the M4, and as I was pulling out of the venue, I thought the handbrake was left on it, because I was like, why does it feel so heavy and cumbersome?
It is amazing, because I got the Alpine A110, it was the same feeling, it was so light.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
The Formula Ford is not a major formula anymore, it's more a club championship, but it's still an epic, the festival, the 54th. But of course, we start with Mexico.
We do.
What a weekend.
You know when I said it was a snore fest the last time we did it? That was the opposite of a snore fest. It was the opposite.
But it's still a great track to drive around. This other thing I love about it, it's got variety of corners, hairpins.
Overtaking, like what you said.
Down the big long straight,
Exactly.
just about overtaken, not too easy.
Yep.
But it's got these magnificent high-speed snakes,
Yes.
S's that come back towards the... but unfortunately now we haven't got the big Peralta.
Okay.
Get that name right somewhere. Because the old track, which I raced on in Group C, used to go round the outside of the big... It's a baseball, that grandstand area.
Okay.
Was made for a baseball pitch.
Right.
So they shut the circuit down. Whereas I've got it done. I think 1992 was the last Grand Prix there.
Oh, right.
There was an epic dice with Mansell and Berger, I think it was. And Mansell went round the outside, round the Peralta. I've written it down somewhere. I keep on pronouncing it wrong. Round the... I don't know, I did write it down somewhere. And it was just a magnificent high-speed corner.
Yeah.
But now instead they turn right, twiddle through the baseball pitch.
Of course, yeah.
And these huge grandstands filled with these Mexican fans going mental all day long. I'm sure they're on the tequila, I think.
Perhaps a few tequilas, yeah.
But it must be the dullest view of a Grand Prix car.
Yeah.
Because it's so tight for a big, cumbersome Grand Prix car. Whereas if they're going round the old Peralta,
You get all the views.
Would have been
a bit like a NASCAR track.
But of course, yes.
Yeah.
But it was flat, but if it went wrong in a big crash.
Yes.
But I raced a Group C Porsche there in 1989. And they were big, hefty cars. And the long S's coming back up, the steering was heavy. After 2 hours, I was completely knackered.
I bet. So Group C Porsche still engine in the rear then? Or would that be
mid-engine? The big Group C car.
The big Group C cars.
Proper Group C.
Oh,
we finished
right.
fourth. Me and Derek Bell shared the Porsche 962.
No way. I didn't know that.
But at the end of the Peralta.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
annoying.
We will put it in at the bottom. Don't worry, guys.
I'm sure. Oh, yeah, I've run it. The Peraltada.
Peraltada. There we go. We don't need to put it in anymore. Peraltada.
There was a bump about 3/4 of the way round.
Yeah.
And you're loading up with this heavy stuff after 2 hours.
Yeah.
And your muscles are gone. And they were hitting this bump. And I always remember thinking, one lap, I'm not going to be able to hold the steering wheel. I'm going to crash.
Really? Because it would just
then
try and get away
whistling
from
down
you.
the straight, 200 miles an hour down that straight to the S's. And it's a great track. But now not so great because
Not
it's
so
got
great,
the silly
but still a lot better than a lot of the other tracks on the calendar.
But those Mexicans go there. I don't know how much they pay for tickets. They go mental just to watch this awful slow motion.
But we talked about that again last week as well, because there's a lot of tracks where actually you don't see an awful lot if you're actually there in person.
First corner, Mexican place grandstand. First corner.
That would be there was a lot of drama at the first corner, but I'm sure we'll come to that.
Well, but just to go even further, because the beginning of the weekend, of course, started with FP1.
Okay.
And it was a big thing because they had 9 rookies were out, because every driver has to give his car away for 2 FP1s.
Right.
And it's always in Mexico because it's very dusty on day one because the track doesn't get used much.
Okay.
So a lot of the teams say, right, this is the track put our rookies in for FP1.
I want to see them all spin out.
Ollie Behrman was actually a bit miffed. He was complaining because he wanted to be a rookie. He's a rookie, really, this year.
Yeah.
But the rule is if you've done more than 2 Grand Prix...
You're not a rookie anymore. You're not a rookie.
He did 3 last year.
There we go.
So poor old Ollie wasn't in it. I'm not sure who was in his car, I remember. But anyway, of these 9 rookies, the bottom 8 on the times were all rookies. But they're not given the same boost, they're not given the same tyres. It was understandable they wouldn't be up in the bunch.
Right.
Except Arvin Lindblad, who's
Okay.
this British guy who's going to be one of the stars of the future, who was in the Red Bull in Max's car.
Oh, right.
And he was 6th overall and quicker than Yuki.
Oh, Yuki's in it. Oh, no.
So poor Yuki.
Oh, poor
I mean,
Yuki.
the trouble is we don't know what Yuki was running and
No,
what
of
Arvin
course.
was running. But normally, actually, the Red Bull rookie driver is almost last because they don't give him any tyres, or they make him run full tanks and do because they're still working for the team. They're running,
Yeah, of course. Saving the best for them.
See, Arvin Lindblad. I mean, I'm not sure about Lindblad is one of the favourites to be in the Racing Bull next year, replacing either Yuki or whoever.
Right. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm still not sure about. He hasn't actually he hasn't won any major single-seater championships, but he's had these moments. He's always winning races in every. He's 7th in the Formula 2 this year, I think. So he's still, but he was brilliant.
But Yuki he did have a shot in the big Red Bull car. I can't remember when it was. A couple of years ago, I think he did a season or half a season.
Yuki was in the air.
Yeah, he was in the bit.
Kicked out.
He got kicked out. He had a shot because he took over from Alex Albon, if I remember correctly. So he got kicked out.
Albon got because someone else got kicked out.
Kicked out. So they all they're trying these guys in the second. What would we call it? The second tier car, I suppose. The Racing Bulls second tier team of Red Bull.
I think Hadjar's going to be in it next
Do you reckon?
year, for sure. So
I think it's a good shout.
Lindblad maybe being with Lawson.
Yes.
Who goes?
Yeah.
That's the 4 drivers.
That's it. Who goes?
And if that's it, and Pato Award was the quickest of the 8 at the bottom. He was in the McLaren in Lando's McLaren, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a bit sick at the end of the race. He obviously wasn't particularly healthy. But
Oh,
he's
right.
a big star in IndyCar.
Okay.
Very talented driver. He's got close. He's done quite a few FP1s for McLaren.
Okay.
McLaren in the IndyCar team.
Yeah. Well, if he's doing IndyCar,
he was sick at the end. So he obviously wasn't that fit and well.
No.
But unfortunately, being a Mexican, he probably couldn't blame the Mexican food for his illness.
seems to be the go-to excuse.
Well, it got me.
Did it?
Yes. After I finished the
food got you?
1989. Well, we went for a holiday after the week.
Oh, did you?
And the food got
Can
me.
I have a quick interjection here?
What's it? Montezuma's Revenge, isn't that? That's the Mexican thing, isn't it? Or was that another country?
Can I have a tiny interjection here? And I'm sorry to interrupt your flow, but people might be looking at me like, why am I dressed like a bum? And I would just like to explain that I've just been in Kenya and we've just had 24 hours of travel. We've landed at Heathrow and driven straight here with my girlfriend who is behind the camera. So please, if I seem if I'm going to have a DRS button to keep my eyelids open, that's not an insult to you, I promise you. But
I didn't know that. I just thought this is what YouTubers
No,
wear these
this
days.
is not.
It's just YouTube
literally
clothing,
come
isn't
from
it?
Heathrow straight here. So anyway,
Have you got any Calvin Klein jeans?
I don't know. I think this was a
You're
gift.
desperate for a free pen. Anyone with a Calvin desperate for jeans?
Can someone tag Calvin Klein and see if we can get a sponsorship going? Sorry to have interrupted you.
Anyway, so we had to qualify. Alexander Albon went out in SP1 in Q1 again. He's having a bad time. Where Sainz was 7th on the grid, got through.
Yeah.
But had to drop 5 places because he clobbered Antonelli in America. So Sainz qualified 7th, started 12th.
12th, yeah.
What else happened in Q2? I mean, Yuki didn't make Q3 again, but he was only 0.2 slower than Max.
Yeah.
That's how close it was in qualifying around that track. They were half a second.
Half a second, yeah.
So Yuki didn't make it again. But Ollie Behrman got into the final 10 for Q3.
Yeah.
Then Q3 we had this stunning lap from Lando to take pole
position, and he. And I love that you love Lando because you weren't sure if I was a Lando fan. I was literally so happy when I saw that.
Well, having been a depressed Southampton football fan on Saturday, this really perked me up.
Did it?
Yeah. Pole position. Who was second? And then the Ferraris had a good weekend because, of course, Leclerc was second, Lewis was third.
Yeah.
Mercedes were 4th and 6th, sort of normal middle of the top 10, and Max was 5th.
Yes.
But of course, the big story was Oscar only being 8th.
8th, yeah, which Lando would have been very pleased about, I would have thought. Very happy about that fact.
So it's this changing story of Oscar was rushing ahead.
I know.
Everybody thought Oscar's going to win.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Lando's coming back. Oscar's saying, the car's the same car, but I don't know, this is the tracks are different. Slightly.
But Lando brought it home at every point he needed to. He got pole, and obviously we'll talk about the rest later. So Lando deserved that. He really did.
So we had exciting qualifying.
Yes, we did.
Interesting free practice runs for all these rookies having a crack. Luke Browning was another one out of the Williams, who I rate very high. Another British driver who's had a very good pedigree coming up through the rankings. So they'll get there one way. But then the race.
Go on. Here we go.
I was terrified for Lando. I mean, look, in all my racing career, especially the single season Formula Fords, where there's a pack of you.
They were 4 wide.
I know. But all you ever thought about was getting through the first corner. And you try to pre-plan, where I'll go to make sure, you
get that.
And they're all talking to the commentators that, Lando probably watched all the videos.
Yeah.
Because, of course, historically at Mexico...
You want to be on the outside, not the inside.
Also, you can't really if you lead off the grid, there's such a long straight, they tow past you.
Yeah.
So you can't even defend.
That's true.
So he would have been thinking, do I go left, do I go right, what do I do, how do I... And of course, when it happens, you have to instinctively go where you need to go.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what everyone else is going to do, of course.
But then the charge of the light brigade coming down.
I know, I can't believe it. Can we talk about that just quickly? Because Hamilton has been unimpressing me lately. And I know it didn't necessarily work out for him at all, and certainly not on lap 6 either at the same corner. No. But it showed me that he was a racing driver again. He was pushing out.
But that's the interesting thing, because Lando made a really good start for change, which is good. And Max always makes a good start.
He does. Left. He does.
But Lewis went behind Leclerc, got a tow. Then he went behind
Lando, yes.
So he was gaining so fast.
He was.
And almost, I don't know whether Leclerc let him, because it was quite a surprise.
There was.
Why Leclerc allowed Hamilton to go left.
Well, they both moved in unison. It almost looked
like
way off to the side. But also, what happened with George Russell? Because he got a cracking start as well.
He stayed on the track. We'll come to that.
He complained
a bit.
He
complained about all the grass cutters.
Track limits.
So, but luckily Lando had the inside line, and just about held on to the lead into turn 1, and that was over for him. Meanwhile, to his left,
to the back,
Max goes
straight off.
Lewis and Leclerc were pretty even, which is a bit controversial.
Did they touch?
Yes,
they did, didn't they? They did touch.
So that put Leclerc on the grass.
Yes.
So now him and Max are grass cutting on the left.
Yep. Hamilton's got round. He's gone round.
Hamilton's got round. He's following
Lando.
Yeah. But then, of course, the others appear from the grass in the lead ahead of them, and then everybody has to
shuffle back, which was done correctly.
But but Leclerc didn't give the place back to Lewis, did he?
Oh no, he didn't. I suppose he didn't. No, he didn't. That's a good point.
I mean, the trouble is, I can't be bothered to go. Was his wing mirror a
millimetre ahead?
Front wheel, or
how are we going to know?
I know. I can't be bothered. But I think morally, I think it was a bit harsh. I think Ferrari should have told him, but I think because a lap later, of course, Lewis had been overtaken, attacked by Max. It was almost too late to say, "Oi, Charles,
you've now got to do this," because other things are coming to play.
Which I think he maybe should have done.
Yeah.
Because Lewis stayed on the track.
Yeah, he did.
Followed Lando out the corner. Leclerc was
way off grass cutting.
But of course, a lap later, we got Max doing this dive bomb on Lewis. Oh God! Hit him.
He did, yeah.
Again, I'm not going into what's the win.
No, of course not. But again, Lewis was being a racing driver, which again was good to see.
But it was a little bang and a tap, wasn't it?
One went this way.
Lewis was off. Yeah. Lewis came back on again for the left-hander. Which Max actually saw him coming.
Yeah.
Because Lewis was half a length behind.
He was, yeah.
But he was there. But then Max was off again.
It was brilliant.
So now they're going down to turn 4, the left-hander.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to, hold on a minute, who's supposed to give way to who now?
Yeah.
And how do all drivers think about it, all this, conceding a place? Anyway.
Yeah.
But he held him off, but they both braked so late that it shot Lewis up the escape road.
Yes. Which again, it was, and I know the 10, and this is where the 10.
This is where I know.
It's not right. The 10-second penalty, I don't think was the right call for that.
It was.
What? Do you really think so?
Well, first, he didn't follow the correct route.
No, I know.
So instead of going tight, which would have slowed him down.
Yes.
He went cut the last bit of grass.
Yes.
And then he didn't slow down
to give
the time back.
So that's how he got hit with the penalty.
Yeah, he should have backed up.
He is a veteran of this sport. Why didn't he slow down?
Was he just the team get on the radio quick? Give up time. Give up time.
Give up time. And do you reckon it was the fault there? Well, I think Lewis knew what he was supposed to do.
And meanwhile, Max, who in sending Lewis up the escape road, outbraked himself.
Yeah.
So he got in a real mess. He blocked Antonelli, who was
Yeah.
trying to get past.
That's
and Ollie
right.
Behrman says,
Oh, I'm going to go straight up here. And do you know,
and they were side by side through the right hand.
He was.
And they're almost side by side down to that really fast left.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Ollie knew that Max Verstappen was over
right there. How must he have felt in that moment? Because I know he's not a rookie anymore, as we just discussed. But my gosh, to be in that situation.
Well, then he got two wheels on that white bit, which wasn't really the circuit, but I don't think it was track limits.
Not track limits, no.
And then Ollie Behrman began this. Really,
amazing drive.
The race was pretty much over.
It was, yeah. That was the standings, yeah.
It still stayed exciting because people were catching. You know, the top 8 ended up. Well, sorry, the 7 were left in the dust of Lando.
Yeah.
Kept on.
Shuffling.
Because the other interesting, because Max, of course, was on the medium tyre.
Okay.
So he was struggling a bit to get through turns 1 and 2 in the tight turns.
Sure.
So he was on the slightly slower tyre. Then he did the long stint, and then he switched to the softer tyre. Then we had him catching, overtaking, and moving back.
Of course.
And then almost getting second off Charles.
Yes.
But stopped by the dreaded pace car.
That.
Not the pace
Oh
car.
no, the what's it called? A virtual safety car. The virtual safety
VSC.
car. We'll come into that. But wasn't it rather fantastic how Charles Leclerc was fighting off Max as well towards the end of the race?
Yeah.
That was.
He was on the slower tyre.
Oh, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed
and Oscar
watching that.
Piastri was making the fight back.
He was. And was that his
catching
personal
Ollie.
best? That was his personal best finish. Not Oscar Piastri, sorry, I'm talking about Ollie Behrman, excuse me.
Ollie Behrman's his best result.
That was his best result, wasn't it?
Or was he 4th in the Ferrari in that debut? Was that 5th? It was. I know it was equalled Haas's best result.
Yes.
Did it equal Ollie's? Or
I think it was.
Was Ollie 4th or 5th in
I think,
Abu Dhabi? Not Abu Dhabi.
I think it was Ollie's personal best finish because I think he finished 4th, didn't he?
But what a
What a race! It was fantastic.
Tension throughout.
I know. It was, and I feel so bad for saying that Formula One's been a snorefest this year because, and the other thing that we must mention about this as well, because a lot of this is to do with how many points there are to overtake at Mexico. Did you see that they have just announced that Mexico have now got their contract, excuse me, to be a official Formula One track now for the foreseeable future?
Well, good. At least one track surviving.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yes, exactly that. So lots more Mexico.
Not most other countries are saying we're now going to build a street circuit in
Yeah, no.
Mexico City, which nobody will ever
Don't
take
want
on.
it.
Oh, no,
we don't want it, do we? We don't want it.
Yeah, but I'd like the Peraltada back.
Yes. Okay. All right. You got it there.
Peraltada.
You got it there.
Peraltada.
All right.
You
You'll have to show me some footage of that. I'd like to see that.
Peraltada. Well, you have to find Mansell. If you go Mansell versus Berger.
Berger. Yes, you said.
That was the most epic.
Okay.
'Cause that was Nige. You don't mention the bump on the way out.
Yeah, when you're like hard on the corner.
Nige,
Yeah.
we're in a full ground effect, massive ground effect car.
Is this in the Williams?
Yeah, he was in the Williams.
Williams, which was really ground effect car. Yeah.
And Nigel's thing was, whereas I was saying that Senna and Schumacher's and Verstappen's,
Yes.
their brain is ahead of the car.
Okay.
You know, so they know what's coming before they get there.
Yeah.
But Nigel was already on top of the car.
Really?
Just reacting.
Just reacting, wrestling
And
it.
this bump, I remember he got it so sideways. He's now doing about 170 miles an hour flat through. They're almost flat through the Peraltada.
No way.
And the thing stepped out, and the strength you'd have needed in your arm
To bring that
put
back.
the opposite lock on.
Yeah.
I always remember that. Well, I respect Nige. I don't respect Nige for everything he's done, like blaming me for his crash at Donington, small things.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Not
Fair.
fair. Grudges, but that was.
You know, but in this case, we back him on that
I
one.
do, but hell. So what other notes? What did we have? So we have another George Russell.
Yes. Yep.
So first of all, George Russell was complaining about all the mowers, the grass cutting.
Grass cuttings. Yeah.
How come the grass cutters aren't penalised? You know, this isn't right. They're all mowing. You know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he was behind Antonelli. Then we had this next saga of wonderfully memorable radio calls.
Yeah. Oh yes, when he was like, "I'm just trying to keep the guy off the back of me here." This was brilliant.
I've got an effing McLaren up. Shall I let him by then?
Up my trumpet.
Sharping, yeah.
Yeah, there was a few bleeped words in this.
But the trouble was, because Antonelli was having one of his better races.
He was.
Because Antonelli was close to, who was he chasing there? Behrman. I don't know who he was chasing at that stage, but he was sort of in,
I think it was
in the
Behrman.
race.
Yeah.
And it's always that happens. I'm much quicker. I've got a much more pace. But of course you've got more pace, George, because you're in Antonelli's DRS.
DRS.
There's 3
absolutely.
DRSs.
Yeah.
So of course you'll keep on catching his gearbox.
Yeah, of course.
So to actually be certain that you will be quicker when you get past, it's actually a hard thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But nevertheless, Mercedes, they just took too long.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, by the time they eventually said after about 10 laps of him saying, this is ridiculous, he actually said, I'll let him by, just let me have a go.
Yeah, exactly.
So 10 laps, by which time his brakes were overheated.
Yep, tyres.
And instead of the radio saying, yes, okay, we'll let you pass, the radio just kept on saying, your rear tyres are too hot, George.
They've got to last.
Of course they're too hot.
You're asking me to retain the place, and I've got to keep the tyres for the entire duration of the race. Of course they're going to be hot.
So eventually they let him by, and then right at the end of the race, by the time he dropped back, he let Kimi
of
past
course.
him again. From what they thought was 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I know. And do you know what? I think that George actually did a damn good race. I don't think he made too many mistakes. I think he did quite well.
And he didn't go grass cutting.
He did not go grass, but he did complain about all the others doing it. That's the other thing.
So it was really entertaining. The other notes I got, it was Max. Would Max have got second? Max said, no, I might not have got him. He was doing a good job. And would Oscar have got past Ollie? That was another thing, but I don't think he would have done either.
No. So with regards to the point standing then, because this is now the important question, because Oscar Piastri was leading for the Drivers' World Championship.
Last week they were talking about, is it time for team orders?
Yes.
I think it is exactly
that time. But he's now leading.
Exactly.
Lando's now leading.
That's why I agree.
Yeah, me too. We're aligned on that one.
Sorry, Oscar, you're not leading the championship.
No, we do love you, Oscar, but we are Lando supporters.
Yeah, Max is catching. We've got to.
Yeah,
sorry.
100%.
Now we're going to have to back Lando.
Back Lando. 100%.
Where are they going next? I can't remember. Which track suits who next?
Well, to be honest with you, that was all I managed to get out in
Brazil. Another great racing track.
Yeah.
There's a sprint there as well. So that's in 2 weeks' time, sprint.
So we've got Brazil, then we've got Vegas, and then obviously we end with the two camels.
Qatar's got the two camels.
The two camels. You always end in the desert, don't you?
Qatar's got a sprint race as well, and Abu Dhabi at the end.
What's Vegas like, in your opinion, then? Because I don't like the Vegas track.
Well, it seemed it was made brilliant the first year. Okay. The grip was so low. Wasn't it?
Right.
They're all sliding around and
like this.
But as the grip came out last year, no, it's not really. No. But it's got a couple of reasonable length DRSs. It's possible to overtake.
There's overtaking opportunities.
It's not a Monaco.
No.
So it is good. So Formula One, a great weekend, an entertaining weekend.
Yeah, very much
That's
so.
what we need, entertainment.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Moto GP, which I would say fantastic racing.
Now they were in Malaysia.
Yeah, what's the track called?
Sepang.
But as happens with Silverstone, when they put bikes on these big, wide open Grand Prix tracks, they're just small and they're lost.
Yeah.
And when they're so wide, they seem to be able to, they fall apart. They don't stay in such a pack so easy. It's easier to follow a big racing line.
Okay.
And both the sprint race and the Grand Prix were pretty processional.
Right.
And there were about 5-second gaps between first and second and third.
Yeah.
And also that it's always, to me, if a car or a bike is exciting to watch through one corner, then it's a good formula. Because, because it's exciting on its own.
Yes.
But these little bikes on their own and these huge wide tracks.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but the weird thing about MotoGP was this Pecco Bagnaia, this factory Ducati rider, who was champion 2 years ago, I think he was. And he's just been rubbish or good. And Australia, the last round, he was finishing last. Last.
Okay.
On a factory Ducati.
Right. Should not be finishing last.
Whereas the previous round, wherever that was, it was winning again.
Right. In the Ducati again.
Yeah, same bike.
Right.
And the bike's, it's all weird.
That's strange.
Arrives at Sepang, on pole, wins the sprint race, but easy.
Great.
Led a bit the Grand Prix, but he had rear tyre puncture, had to retire.
Happens.
So the Pecco Bagnaia mystery.
Right.
Will they drop him from the factory Ducati next year, or will they keep him?
I can't imagine they would they? If he was champion 2 years ago, I can't imagine.
But Marc Marquez, who's obviously not racing anymore because he's injured, I mean, he just blew him away.
Right.
What they're going to do at Ducati is big, interesting in the MotoGP. But it was the same results. The Aprilias, that was the other weird thing. The Aprilias that have been quickest the last 2 or 3 rounds with Bezzecchi were nowhere. They were about 10. That's weird bikes. So
is it the heat, Tiff?
I don't know. It's hot in Sepang, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, because I know all the drivers complain about it.
It was the same sort of 1, 2, 3, because Alex Marquez came second in the sprint and then won the Grand Prix with Bagnaia disappearing.
Yeah.
Pedro Costa on the KTM was third in the sprint, and then when Bagnaia gone was second in the Grand Prix.
Yeah. So everyone's moving up, aren't they?
So it was the same people.
Same people. Yeah.
Instead of anything exciting, Johan Mir got the other podium in the Grand Prix. The only thing about Pedro Costa, they've had a lot of trouble with KTMs that the tyres go away. You can go the pace, but it uses its tyres.
Right. Okay.
So he always drops back or falls, crashes, because Pedro doesn't give up. But at the end of the race, he was interviewed when he finished second of the Grand Prix. He said, I tell the team this morning, I want all the electronic aids switched off.
Off.
Because they've got so many aids now.
Oh, right.
And he thinks the aids are overriding what he wants to do.
Right. So we're talking stability control, ABS.
Unfortunately, he's in trouble because he did say, and if I F up,
it's
that'll be a fine, there'll be a ban. If I F up, I'll take it. But if you shit, and there was a couple of words, and it's always
couple of
awful, isn't
bleeps.
it? Yeah, but they always comment, we have to apologise for his... Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, George Russell didn't bleep it, was effing and
I know.
non-stop.
Yeah, he was.
You can't take it out of when you're reacting. It's when you swear.
It's what happens.
It's not you planning the words.
No, of course
it's just
not.
An emotional feeling swear. There's words in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Because, the Grand Prix driver was at it as well. I forget it anyway. So that was MotoGP, that. So he did well with that. Moto2, we had Jake Dixon, the only British driver we've got in Moto2, is now going to Superbikes next year.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we've got no MotoGP riders, we'll have no Moto2 riders.
No British ones?
No.
Really? No. That surprises me greatly.
We got 2 in Moto3 who are they're bottom 10.
Okay, so they're not going to pull through just yet then?
Doesn't look like it. But he had a very emotional... Jake Dixon is a wonderful person. He's a lovely, emotional human being. He's always in tears when things go winning and he struggles against things and then it goes wrong and he's crying. Anyway, his grandfather died recently. So his helmet had that on his helmet. And his wife and kids were there and he won the race.
Oh, good.
And he took his helmet off and lay down and prayed to the helmet of his grandfather. And,
Love that.
And then his winning speech was, full of emotion. But he also included the injuries from a Moto3 race, which was earlier. It was a big bad crash, we'll mention in a minute. But he's so eloquent in the way he understands emotions because he's so emotional. He's a wonderful man. So Jake Dixon... love you so much.
We like Jake Dixon.
I hope Superbikes you can get back to winning a championship again.
Yep.
But Moto3, the children had this awful sighting light crash. So it was the first lap out of the garage to the grid, not the green
sighting lap.
They call it a sighting lap.
Right. So they're just going slowly.
Well, yeah, or feeling your bike.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now, because of this accident, which happened because one of the riders had a problem with the bike, so it slowed down and was looking what's wrong with the engine.
Right.
And Jose Antonio Rueda, who's already the champion.
Yeah.
So the champion came flat out through this fast corner, probably looking at his screen, thinking what his... And just slammed... It wasn't filmed, it wasn't shown. I've seen a couple of still shots.
Have you?
Because it was a horrendous accident. They both had to be helicoptered out.
Oh, they were badly injured. Oh, my gosh.
We're away to the champion. I think they say it's a concussion and a broken wrist.
Right. Not too bad.
But this Dutch kid that he hit, got the name Noah Detweiler. He's had some serious operations today and he's got a lot of serious injuries, so there's not much information coming out, but he was really badly hurt. So he was delayed for about 2 hours or an hour and a half. I can't remember how long it was. Well, they had to sort out them and helicopter them to the airport. But they're saying now that they've had to sort themselves out because they dropped, for timetable reasons, the warm-ups.
Okay.
For Moto2 and Moto3.
Okay.
MotoGP still have one.
Still have them, yeah.
Because the point is, after the qualifying, a lot of these bikes are so small, they rebuild the whole bike.
Right.
So then you send it out. Like this happened with Detweiler.
It's a cold bike again.
Cold bike.
It's a cold bike.
Whole new...
Cold tyres.
Yeah. Whereas if it was a warm-up, 10 minutes easily, he would have checked the bike and found the problem.
Right.
There have been quite a few crashes on these sighting laps.
Can I ask you a question, a controversial
What's
one?
that?
Does our friend Mohammed Ben Al Salayem have something to do
No,
with
he
it?
doesn't.
It's okay, that's good then. That's someone else we can blame.
But Liberty now do, because Liberty have bought MotoGP.
They have, yes,
so
of
Liberty
course.
in charge.
So Liberty, sort it out.
And it was a very subdued podium, which was a shame because Taiyo Furusato, the Japanese kid, he's 20 now, but it's his 4th year of Moto3.
Okay.
And he's sponsored by Honda Middle East.
Okay.
Honda Asia.
Honda Asia.
So we're in Asia, so it was a very emotional win of the Japanese anthem.
Good,
but they didn't do the champagne, and obviously because of what happened earlier. But,
yeah. No, that's tasteful. I like that. That's a nice move.
So drama in Moto3, but not the best. Well, the racing in Moto3 was still good. It always is Moto3.
Yeah, for sure. I'm yet to watch it. I'm yet to watch some proper MotoGP, GP2, GP3, and NASCAR as well, because obviously I've been away, so I haven't had a chance to watch
the camera
NASCAR.
person might complain a bit if you start expanding your TV watching. I mean, do you think this is a problem?
So I have to stay up I have to do all this stuff when she goes to bed. Because there's already quite a lot of chatter in the day about cars and racing and everything else. So yes, I do. Do you have to do the same thing here?
Oh yeah.
But
I have another room to go to.
You have another... Yes,
another
you do.
telly.
Yes,
another telly.
exactly that.
I'm not allowed to use a big telly.
No, of course not.
The camera person.
Sorry, Krista.
So where we go now? We're off to NASCAR in America.
Yes.
Of course, the final cut from 8 down to 4.
Down to 4, yeah.
Where next weekend only one of those 4 will become champion. Whoever wins leads, not wins the last race, the furthest forward. So they went to the half-mile Martinsville Speedway. We already had the Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe Toyota drivers who were through because they'd won races, so 2 more slots left.
Yep.
6 drivers going for the 2 slots. Kyle Larson was leading the points battle because the highest points go through if you're not a winner. But the other 4, they're all the top riders, the cream of the crop of NASCAR riders got there. So Ryan Blaney, William Barr and Christopher Bell. They virtually had to win to get through. And it was quite... It works. It was surprising when one of them had to win, and they were the 2 battling for the lead.
Anyway,
through, there were no interlopers.
You did say it wasn't the most exciting race.
Well, no, it wasn't. Because there were 2 elements to it. Because there was the points battle between Larson and Christopher Bell was 4th on points before, but it won and won. Then it pushed a points person out. Okay, basically.
Yeah. The playoffs. That's what they call it. The playoffs.
The playoffs. Yeah. So one of them did win because it was pretty much dominated by Byron. Who won the race, but Ryan Blaney came from about 30th on the grid to come through the field. I think I know that's what you can do in NASCAR.
No way.
Yellow flags and tactics and tyre changes and pit stops. So it's quite an amazing story that William Byron led virtually all the way. Blaney came from the back.
That's pretty impressive.
He led for a few laps, I think.
That's impressive.
So
from the
Blaney
back to the front.
finished second and didn't get through. So William Byron got through, and he will now join his Hendrick Motorsport, Kyle Larson and Chevy teammates, because Larson held off Bell in the points. So the interesting thing during the race, you're not only watching the battle for the lead.
No, you're looking to see who's
at
ahead.
At one stage, they were 0 points each. So Larson and Bell were on equal points.
Right, okay.
As soon as Larson overtook one car,
he's then ahead.
He's +1.
He's
the other
+1.
was -1.
Oh,
if Bell took one car, there'd be 0-0.
Back to 0.
Yeah.
So if he overtakes one, that means the guy that's chasing him goes -1 as well. That's interesting. We don't have anything like that in European racing.
So it's a big fight. So there's just 2 teams through, basically, because it's the
Chevrolet
2
and...
Toyotas.
The
Joe Gibbs Toyotas versus the Hendrick Motorsport Chevys.
So Chevys and Toyotas.
But sadly, as much as I try to promote NASCAR to everybody...
I know you do, yes.
The track they're using for the last round...
It's just not that interesting.
It's a dull track.
But isn't it funny that F1 was really exciting for the first time, and this is the first time NASCAR wasn't that exciting for the whole series.
And it won't be, but I'm worried that trying to get you all to go and watch the Phoenix 1 mile. It's a flat 1 mile. So
okay.
They call it a long, short track. So it hasn't got much banking at all.
Okay.
So it wears tyres out. It's a bit of a one-line track. So
right. Not much room for overtaking again.
When they had the championship round there in June of this year, it was the 2 Toyotas, Briscoe and Hamlin, that finished first and second.
Right.
So it's a Toyota track.
Yeah.
And B, it's not a very racy track.
Not a very racy track. Okay.
For supercar fans, Shane van Gisbergen had a very good 10th place.
Okay. This is in Australia now?
No, this is in NASCAR.
Oh, in NASCAR. Sorry.
So now we do go to down under.
Down under for the supercars.
The Gold Coast.
Let's go.
Call her Sheila now instead of the camera person.
Yeah, well, no, because we don't have the producer. Yeah.
Down a supercars, Sheila.
Yeah.
They've got a new playoff system.
Have they?
I know, they've introduced one.
Have they nicked it from NASCAR?
Yeah, I think, well, it is very similar.
It is, yeah.
Because they also have 2 champions already.
Yeah.
Because they have a sprint champion, which Brock Feeney has won with a Camaro.
Camaro, yeah.
They have an enduro champion, which has been won by Matthew Payne and a Mustang.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice little fight off there, Camaro versus Mustang. I like that.
There's only 2 cars in the whole thing.
Oh, is it?
Field.
Oh,
yeah,
is
there
it?
only are.
Oh,
Chevy
right.
Camaros. I think Toyota may be joining next year.
Okay.
Maybe. I think they are.
I would have thought they would have had Holden, but of course Holden's
is Chevy. So
it's Chevy. Yeah, of course.
Camaros.
Exactly.
Oh, the great days of the Holden.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, so they turned up at the Gold Coast.
Yes.
To cut from 10 to 7.
Okay.
Chaz Mostert won both races at Ford Mustang.
Yep.
And one of the 3 that's dropped out with 3 weekends to go was a previous champion, Brody Kostecki.
Okay.
And he was quite famous already because if you're on YouTube, he had the biggest shunt ever in his Mustang. Because it's a very curvy circuit.
Okay.
Have you ever watched
Oh,
Gold Coast?
they go. They are off. They are.
Yes. YouTube's remembering.
They are literally in the air, honestly.
Did you see this on a YouTube?
I did.
Probably?
Oh, yes, I did. In between one of the many airports. Yep.
Anyway, so in qualifying, because Techie did the first one,
Yeah.
he'd already hit the front left. He had bodywork hanging underneath, but he was still going. So it bounced through the left, and then it bounced into the right.
To the
and
right.
Straight over the huge one. And
That's right.
Straight into the ball.
Because you don't go right over the first one, do you? But you do take a little bit more off the second one. But this threw him way over.
Which is all on YouTube. And
It is.
It injured about 4 photographers because they were the concrete barrier, because it's got
it
tyres.
moved.
And then those, this concrete,
concrete,
barriers for temporary road surface.
Yeah, of
road
course.
bicycles. So about 4 photographers, they probably had their
Elbows on it, shoved.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
A broken leg.
Hopefully they got some good photographs.
So that was the Supercars. So they go on now for Sandown, where it'll be cut from 7 to 4.
Okay, so just like NASCAR.
Amazing,
Just
yeah,
like
4.
NASCAR, yep.
Then the 4 that can we go to a triple header down in Adelaide, which they use the old Grand Prix track, which is mega
That's a
racing.
good track.
Yeah.
That's a good track. It's a fast track.
So we'll just do other news. Before the camera person's bored of camera personing us talking about motorsport, and her arms, she's got her elbows up. The camera's steady cam.
Yeah.
Steady
Is that
cam.
one still doing all right, Kristen? Great.
Well, steady cam on the beach yesterday, were you, pretty much?
Well, did we go to the beach? No, we were packing yesterday, really. Being eaten by mosquitoes and packing.
So some news about British riders and drivers and places.
Great.
Fast
Freddy.
as we call him.
World Rally, yep.
Freddie, what's his surname?
Is it like the Melon Man that we had 2 weeks ago, Tiff? We just referred to him.
Freddie Slater.
Freddie
who
Slater.
I was me and Paul Woodman, the missing Paul Woodman.
Yes.
Played the BRDC club. We have a club day for golf.
Okay.
And we played with Freddie. So we got to meet Freddie, not this year, like a year ago. Most charming young kid.
Is he?
Absolutely charming. He's only 16 now, I think.
Oh, right.
They're 17
17 years old, yeah.
So he's won 12 karting titles.
Impressive.
He came into cars, he won the Ginetta Juniors.
Nice.
Which Lando Norris did.
Yeah.
Lando Norris didn't win the championship, maybe he did. He then won the Formula 4 UAE,
Okay.
won the Formula 4 in Italy.
That's cool.
And now he's won this Formula Regional Freccia Championship.
Yeah.
Basically, he's doing what Behrman did 4 years ago.
Right,
So see Ollie Behrman now, remember Freddie Slater.
Right, okay.
4 years, maybe
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
He's absolutely just so talented.
Right, okay.
And this is where you look at sort of, this is why I always do, I look at the results on Wiki, and you know, people bring hope someone, maybe a female driver will make it Formula 1.
Yeah.
But if you look at the records,
Yeah.
you know, until you've like won 6 karting titles and then won the Formula 4,
Yeah.
you're not
getting a look in.
No.
You're not getting a look in.
Because
no.
there are these odd kids here and there.
Yeah, that are really just pushing through.
So talented.
Yeah.
So, you know, Freddie, I'm sure, will make it. Then we had the final round of the Pro Bike British Rally Championship up in Welsh Wales. I always say Welsh. Why do I always say Welsh Wales?
Welsh Wales.
I don't know why I say that.
In Wales.
Which was won by a bloke called McRae.
Oh, it's his son, Max.
No, not his son.
Oh.
His nephew.
Oh, his
was
nephew.
Alistair McRae's son, Max.
Right, I see.
Nephew of the wonderful Colin. He won the last round up in North Wales in his Skoda.
Okay.
But Northern Ireland's William Crichton took 4th in his Toyota to win the championship.
Nice.
William Crichton, British champion.
What sort of horsepower are these rally cars? Are they capped at
They're not a lot,
400,
but
are
it's
they?
the R5.
Yeah. They're about 400-ish, aren't they?
Probably less than that.
Less than that. So gosh.
I think I always remember the World Rally cars were held back to 400.
They were. That's where I thought it was for.
So I think these are more like 300.
Because it was only Group B that they went up to the mad
Yeah,
500-600 ones. Yeah. Which, speaking of female racing drivers, Michelle Mouton. She was Group B of the year. Now she was
best female drivers
wasn't
ever.
she?
Ever.
Wasn't she? So
Without
bit of credit thrown back there, considering our camera person is female. I thought I would just throw that in.
And what else we had last week? Last week in the 54th Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch.
Yes.
We have to congratulate Ireland, an 18-year-old Jason Smythe. Or Smith? Smythe?
Okay.
If it says
Is it with Y? It's a
Smythe.
Smythe. I would have thought so.
Could be Smith.
Could be.
In Ireland, it could be some different accent.
Yep.
So great congratulations to Jason, because he's a wonderful. I mean, now when we used to have about 120 turn up. We used to have 4 heats, semi-finals.
Yep.
They only get about 50 now because they're not a current formula.
Okay.
But still, it's still so tight, so competitive.
Yeah.
The very first one at Snetterton, the old Snetterton track, where
Okay.
the long circuit, not the cut-off half track that is now. And they gave us a 45-minute final, but half of us didn't have big enough fuel tanks.
No way.
So literally, we had a little tank over our knees.
Yeah, no
and I had
way.
a pipe.
No, into the fuel
into
keg.
And halfway through the race, I
You'd have
turned a little tap to feed the tank over my knees. You imagine health and safety.
That would never happen.
Where should we put some extra petrol?
Just over us.
In a plastic, yeah.
There we go.
That'll do.
That's wild.
I finished 7th. It was an epic race. Wonderful. But when I got to it was really annoying because my 5th year, because I didn't do any karting, when I was a front runner, I was winning championship in the last year. And I was second in my semi-final. This was going to be my year.
Okay, yeah.
And a stone went through my radiator.
No, overheated.
To finish second, I kept going to get the result to finish the semi.
Yeah.
And I couldn't run the final because the engine was cooked.
Oh no! So you actually overheated the engine fully, but you got the result. But then you
couldn't.
Semi. No.
Gutted.
That sucks.
This is my story of my racing career. This sort of things that happened to me. So that's probably enough. Next weekend, the only thing to watch.
Yep.
See, he won't be watching the telly all weekend next weekend. See, he'll be taking you out to dinner somewhere else.
I don't know about that.
He'll be partying this weekend because the only thing on is Sunday night, the NASCAR finale.
NASCAR finale, which I am going to... I know you said Phoenix isn't the best, most exciting track. I want to tune into that.
There's no other motorsport going.
No.
It could be an exciting Phoenix. You never
Could
know.
be, yeah, could be.
Toyota's a favourite.
So Toyota versus Chevrolet, that's really that's where we're at on that one.
Toyota, obviously, we're all supporting the 5.
Toyota.
Larson.
Chevrolet.
Kyle Larson. Obviously.
Yeah.
Best driver.
I haven't got into the NASCAR yet, but I'm going to, and hopefully you guys
I'd
will
like
as well.
to thank the cameraman. Did she get a credit rolling underneath?
Well, I don't know what to credit her for, to be fair, apart from being my lovely girlfriend. Like, I can't plug her or anything, but I can.
I'm going now. We're getting in trouble.
No.
See you next week. I'll leave him to dig himself out of that hole.